There is just less than 1 month until the release of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, and of course Square Enix from out of nowhere drop a demo of the opening hours with the save data carrying on to the full game. You've got to love it, and in today's video I'm going to go over my thoughts and opinions of those opening hours, so I'm hoping you can join me for this one. So with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Now this is not my first rodeo when it comes to playing Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I played it back late last year, going over the Emberdale and the Vermont sections of the game. So in this video I might be treading a little bit of the same ground when it comes to my thoughts and opinions, and if you want to go check that video out, it's up in the top right and down in the description. There's plenty of information there if you want to get to see more of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, but today we are talking about the demo. Yes, it is out right now and you should go download it yourself, and I can't wait to dive into some of these thoughts. If you like the content you are seeing, please consider hitting the like button, it helps out considerably, and if you want to stick around for some more Dragon Quest content, you're already in the right place. Just hit that subscribe button. Before we go into any story or gameplay specifics in this video, I've got to talk about the visual style. Now, back in my preview last year, I really dig it, and I still dig it, and I said in that video I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be coming around to this graphic style, and after going through social media and people playing the demo and sharing their thoughts and opinions, the graphical style is being praised, and that's really nice to see because it does a great job of just setting the vibe for Dragon Quest VII, and I really hope this is a visual style that they might revisit for other Dragon Quest remakes or revisits, or even a brand new Dragon Quest game. The doll-like characters mixed with the aesthetics of the world map, towns, dungeons, and enemy design is incredible, and I just want to see more. I spent hours just rotating the camera, watching the characters idle on the map, and just take it all in. Now let's talk about the story, and I'm going to be quite brief because this is just the opening hours of the game. It took me about 4 hours to complete after just exploring and taking everything else in, but this does an incredible job of setting up Dragon Quest VII. When that screen came up of thanks for playing, here's where you can pre-order, I was like, no, I want to play more, and I want to play it right now, because I got sucked straight into the story of Dragon Quest VII and how well paced it was. I also think it's great that it only takes us about half an hour until we get into our first battle compared to the original Dragon Quest VII back on PlayStation, and then we can fully get into battles about 20 minutes to half an hour after that. So that's always a welcome change and really sets up the expectation of pacing that we're going to get here for Dragon Quest VII, and for me that's another plus. I like the voice acting, the fact that we're getting the regional accents that Dragon Quest is well known for. We have our trio of heroes at the beginning here of Kiefer, Maribel, and of course us, the protagonist. The way they interact with one another, really surprised how they interact with the protagonist since he's silent, but the visuals and the facial animations is great and just sets up everything so nicely, and I can't wait to see more of the story for Dragon Quest VII. Now when it comes down to the gameplay of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined in this demo, it does a great job of setting the scene. Everything's got a nice tutorial and a text box. Everything's just nice when it comes to quality of life, including the difficulty settings. We have 3 difficulty settings here, but they've evolved so much more since last year's Dragon Quest I and II HD's difficulty settings, where you can customize them even more. You can make everything really difficult. You can make things really easy. I just went for the basic settings that I was presented with, though I think I might tune up the difficulty in my full playthrough, but the quality of life and just the way it's presented is really good. The menus do a clear indication of what's going on when you want to equip your characters, looking through abilities and skills, having the journal catching up with the story, which you can also do when you reboot the game. It gives you the opportunity to catch up with where you were, not as in detail as it was with Dragon Quest XI, where you get little screenshots, but you definitely get a nice synopsis just in case you took a long session away from Dragon Quest VII to be able to then jump straight back in. having the bestiary there is always a pleasure for me to dive into and get to know the monsters and try and complete it. The mini medals have definitely improved here, especially for the ones that don't like to use guides, as once you've gone to a location, it reveals it in the mini medal book, so you know exactly where you might be missing a mini medal. A great quality of life. It's just across the bat here. They've definitely thought about trying to find the balance for returning players that are familiar with Dragon Quest VII and people that are diving into it for the first time, because there's so many options you can mess around with. Exploration is always a pleasure. Smashing pots, barrels, talking to NPCs, finding treasure chests, secret items, going to the shops, trying to buy the best weapons and armor just to find it in a dungeon and wonder why you've spent all of your gold, even though you should have learned that lesson by now. It's all here in Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I really like going through the towns. We visit the past of one of the towns and then the present of one of those towns, and it's nice to see the differences and how things are carried on through that. The world map, as you know, starts off small in Dragon Quest VII, is a treat to just explore. I did spend just many moments of my playthrough just rotating the camera and just taking it in, and this is just on the one small island you start on. Obviously more islands get added as you progress, and as soon as I got the ship I was like, I've got to sail as far out as I can. And it's nice to see that random encounters are part of that exploration on ship, because most of the enemies you see are on the map and you can trigger them through battles, much like Dragon Quest XI. I was really a big fan of the dungeons and the use of puzzles. They didn't feel tedious, they were very easy, but it was nice to have them there. And all in all, I think exploration is just going to be quite a good time when it comes to the full release. Now, combat, again, we have all of the bells and whistles we've had with all of these Dragon Quest remakes that we've had, whether it was a HD 2D game or not, and that fact that we can change the battle speed, we can trigger auto battle, it gives us the opportunity to see what enemies are weak against when it comes to elements, to make our strategy a little bit more tighter so we can defeat enemies faster. We have the addition of the workup system and letting loose. Of course, with it being the demo, it's just early days, we've only got one ability per character, but I'm sure there's people out there that's probably grinded in the first area to try and unlock more and more stuff. But it's just a great system. Battles are pretty seamless. I like the level up animations when you're not in a boss and you can see the characters pose. And all in all, I think this is going to be a fantastic Dragon Quest experience. I can't not mention the music. The music's incredible. It's been reorchestrated, I should imagine, like it has with all of the remakes we've gotten so far. And yeah, it is a great demo. I could spend so much longer talking about it, but I'm more interested to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, since we've all got access to this on all systems. What have you decided to pick it up on? I've heard that the Switch 2 version runs pretty phenomenally as well. I specifically played the PS5 version, though I think I might dive into the Switch 2 version because I want more Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, and I want it now. I think this is going to be a really good release, and I can't believe how soon we are getting it in the year. February 5th can't come fast enough. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.